What's up, guys? Welcome to another week of PCPR, Prep, Cook, Plate, Repeat. This week's episode, we are making yellow perch with a coconut plantain puree to go with it. So stay tuned to see how we make it. All right, so first thing we have here is our perch. It's already cleaned. I'm just going to give it a little cut over here because there's a little skin here I want to get rid of. So yellow perch, you can probably find it. It's found in a lot of places, but mostly in the Atlantic. So right here, I have this little piece of fat here that I'm gonna get rid of. Just gonna trim that up nicely. Beautiful. Now, normally what I do is with fish that's already filleted, I just check for bones, because the worst thing you can do is have a nice piece of fish and then bite into some bones, not knowing they have bones. So it feels pretty good. We're gonna go on the other side now. You want to get a very sharp knife. You want to make sure also that the scales are taking off. You see here there's a little bit of scale. It wasn't fully taken off. So we're just going to use the tip of our knife. We're just going to scratch away at those scales. Scales are not enjoyable to eat. You don't want to eat those. Alters the entire flavor of the fish. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so next, get yourself a sharp knife. We're going to make some cuts into the fish. So we're going to start right here. Don't go super deep. Just go like that. That's what you want. You don't want to go through the fish, but you want to see the inside, the flesh of the fish on the other side. So make another incision, just like that. Same thing here. The reason we do this is so the fish cooks evenly. When you put the fish down on the frying pan just like that, it's going to curl up on you. And one side is going to be cooked nice and the other is going to be overdone. This way, when we put the fish down, it has these holes here to keep it from curling up. Right? So that's the reason why we make incisions like that. So we're going to just season this with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And then we're going to keep it to the side, and we're going to come right back to work on our plantain puree. So be right back. All right, so we're going to start working on our plantain puree. We're going to need 3 cloves of garlic, and we're going to need some dried chilies. Now, these are hot. Depending on how hot you want them, you can get rid of the seeds. You can leave the seeds. We're just going to take about 2 of these guys right here, and we're actually going to leave the seeds. We want a little bit of that heat in there. We don't want too much heat though. So take your knife. We're going to smash the garlic. Just like that. Beautiful. In the dry pan, throw the garlic and the chilies directly into there. So you can start roasting them. I want to toast these off just a bit. All right, let's put this on high. Just toast that off a little bit. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to prepare our plantain. We have a sweet plantain here. This is not overly ripe. That's not what we're looking for. I'm looking for a little bit of the sweetness from this banana, but not overly sweet. When you see that the skin is super black, and when you touch it, it's like you can touch it, you can feel the sugars, like the syrupy liquid, the glucose that it has in it starting to come out. It's too ripe. It's great to fry up and eat, but for this sauce, it's going to be too ripe. So we're looking for something that's like a banana, but has a little bit of black around it. Take your knife, cut one tip, cut the other tip. Tip of your knife to the back of the plantain, not all the way, just like that. And then with your hands, start to peel away the skin, just like that. All right, let's discard this. We're going to take our plantain and just cut it into smaller pieces that are manageable to cook. Now, we're not putting any color on this plantain. We're not frying it. We're going to boil it with some coconut milk. I have another plantain. Probably going to use about a plantain and a half. Not going to use the whole thing. Same thing. Back of it. Peel right off. Alrighty. Let's check on our stuff over here. Looks like it's toasting, which is nice. Exactly what we want. Okay, We're going to throw our plantains right into here. You know the garlic and the chilies are ready when they start to, you can smell it. Their fragrance is starting to come out. That's what you're looking for. Okay, we're going to take some coconut milk here. Got my handy dandy ladle. And we're going to go right into here. That's what you want right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. We're going to let this come to a boil. And we're going to boil these plantains probably for a good 10 minutes. We're going to really boil this down. We're going to add a little bit. If your liquid starts to evaporate too much, you're going to always add a little bit more coconut milk and some water, which is totally fine. So we're going to let that come to a boil, bring it down to simmer, cook for about 10 minutes so those plantains are kind of mushy. And then we're going to go directly into the blender. We're going to blend this up with some really nice cilantro, and then we're going to sear our fish. So we'll be right back. All right, so you can see here in our pan, our sauce here is starting to come really nice together. Plantains are nice and mushy. The garlic is soft. It's almost like pureeing itself already into the sauce. So that's what we want right there. Liquid is good. It's enough liquid to make a nice puree. So we're good right there. I do have here in a bowl that I toasted off some coriander seed, some cumin seed, and some cardamom seeds. So I'm doing kind of like a Thai-influenced plantain, a Thai-influenced fish dish here, actually. So I've toasted these off, and I'm just going to lightly smash them. We're going to actually grind these up. If you have a coffee spice grinder, that's totally fine. You can put these in there. Beautiful. That's what you want right here. Show you this picture. See that right there? That's what you're looking for. We're just gonna sift this with a really fine colander, something that's really fine sifter in your house, because we don't want the leaves, the pods. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna turn this off, clean up, and then we're gonna get our blender and start making the sauce. So we'll be right back. All right. So first thing we're gonna do is take our plantains here and go directly into this blender. Carefully place everything in slowly. Don't rush this. No reason to burn yourself. Beautiful. Right in. We're going to add some of that nice spice mix of cardamom, cumin seed, and coriander seed. We're going to salt. We're going to add some nice bright cilantro. We're going to add a good amount. We want the sauce to turn a little green on us. You could throw some stems in there too. That gives it a bunch of flavor. All right, and a little bit of olive oil, extra virgin, right in. Now, slowly turn this on, and we're going to really nice and puree this. Now that's really nice and emulsified. Let's give it a try here. It's thick. That's what we want. It smells really good. See that? It's nice. A little hot there. That's really good. Needs a little bit of salt. Right inside. That's nice. We're going to put this to the side. Keep it warm on your stove on really, really low heat. And then we're going to come right back and we're going to sear our fish. So we'll be right back. All right, so now our sauce is on the stove. It's lightly being kept warm. We don't want to keep it high because then it's going to lose its green color. So make sure you don't put the stove flame on high. Here I have a cast iron pan starting to smoke. I'm going to put some olive oil. If you don't have a cast iron pan, you can use a regular pan. To just make sure you put a decent amount of oil so the fish doesn't stick on you. Skin side down because that's going to be our presentation side. So you put it down. That's what you want to hear. You don't hear that, it's not ready. That's what you want to hear. Move it around. Press it down like that. It wants to come back up. Don't let it come back up. Just like that. Just like that. Now let it do its thing. Let it sear. We're going to probably sear this for a good 3 to 4 minutes on this side. And then we'll do probably about 2 on the other. And then that's it. It's a pretty thin fish. No need to go in the oven. We'll do all the cooking right on the stove, on the top. So I'll be right back. Okay, so our fish is nice now. Carefully take the fish. We'll do this carefully. Take it and flip it over. This way wrong right there. Nice little caramelization on that crust, on that skin. It's crispy. Just let that do its thing for about 2 minutes right there, and the fish is going to be done. So we're going to finish that up in about 2 minutes. We'll come back and we'll plate everything up. Alright, fish is done, sauce is done. Now the fun part is to plate. So we're going to take our sauce. We got a nice white bowl here. Let's mix up our sauce here. And we're going to take in a couple of nice ladles of sauce right there. That's the bottom. A little bit more. Beautiful. Put that to the side. And take our fish. Beautiful. Place our fish right here. Beautiful. And then we're going to take some cilantro leaves. Just going to pick them. Just like that. Beautiful. I have here a little bit of reserved coconut milk that we're going to use just to swirl around and garnish as well. Just take it just like this. Take a little bit off the spoon and then do one of those right there. Do one more. Just like that. Beautiful. And then we'll put some leaves right around. Nice. I'm going to zest a little bit of lime because I want a little bit of acidity and brightness to the dish. So I'm just going to take my handy dandy zester here and I'm going to zest a little bit all around. And that's it. Simple as that. Great vegetarian option here. If you don't eat meat, if you're a pescatarian, you want to stick to some fish. Really simple, flavorful broth here. Flavorful puree, excuse me. Nice presentation. Fish was cooked beautifully. Thanks for tuning in this week to PCPR. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us. Any recommendations you want to see in further episodes, let us know. Comment down below and give us a like and a follow. We'll see you next time.